alumni of the University of Oklahoma will appreciate this motion picture album of OU personalities. I know that alumni have warm memories of their days on the campus, and alumni will thoroughly enjoy seeing here pictures of their old professors as they move across the screen.
I believe that is right, Mr. Gunning. When I looked at the film, I found it to be an interesting collection of both old and new pictures. Many people are included who devoted their lives to work at the university, but I wish that the film might also have included others who deserve equal recognition.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself. Its story is never entirely completed. It changes as time changes and grows as its capacity for service grows.
Yes, the University of Oklahoma has made phenomenal growth in size and in prestige since it was founded in 1892. Many individuals have contributed to its development. Students, alumni, friends, and faculty members all have had an important part to play. In this film, you will see many familiar faces and some that are new. All of them aren't in the OU story. And as a matter of fact, my friends, so are you.
Dr. Stratton D. Brooks, the university's third president, saw OU grow from a struggling territorial school to a true state university. More than 100 acres of land were added to the campus during his term, and he established sabbatical leave and permanent tenure for teachers, the book exchange, and student loan fund. William Bennett Bizzell became president in 1925. The university library was named in his honor. Some remember him best as the man who guided OU through the Depression, kept it alive and growing and building for more than 15 years. Three old-timers, S.R. Hadsell, J.W. Sturgis, Roy Gittinger. Dr. Hadsell, the first registrar, still was on the job as a professor of English when he died in 1942. Dr. Sturgis is professor emeritus of classical languages. Dean Gitt, who's held administrative posts under every president since David Ross Boyd, wrote a history of OU's first 50 years. Gittinger Hall on the OU campus has been named in his honor. Royden J. Dangerfield was executive vice president just after World War II. He and Roscoe Cate, the financial vice president, rode herd on the expansion program the university got underway when enrollment skyrocketed from 7,500 to nearly 13,000. Dr. Dangerfield, an authority on international law, was a government professor. He resigned from OU's faculty in 1949. Cate was with the Alumni Association till he took over the finance job. The members of the Board of Regents always seem to drop around when there's work to be done. Here's President Cross with the late Lloyd Noble of Ardmore, T.R. Benedum of Norman, Joe McBride, Ned Shetler, Oscar White, Don Emery, Earl Deacon. Yes, they're all here, making policies, contributing their time and energy, and not just as sidewalk superintendents either. Carl Mason Franklin took over as executive vice president in 1949. The new University College was set up in 1945. Glenn C. Couch, its dean, is counselor and friend to incoming students. Dr. Edgar Meacham, who was an OU football and track star before World War I, followed S.W. Reeves as dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Reeves died in 1950 after 40 years' service to OU. Three dryland fishermen who've also held OU administrative posts for quite a while. J.L. Lindsay came in 1912, Emil Crately in 13, and George Wadsack in 21. Dr. John R. Fellows, the university's Dean of Admissions and Records. Boyce Timmons is Director of Registration. Over in the government department, you'll find Cortez Ewing, sports-minded political scientist. Oliver Benson, who's headed the department since 1948. Joseph Prey served as Associate Dean of the Graduate School. When it comes to colorful personalities, Guy Y. Williams and Daddy DeBar are right up there in front. Dr. DeBar came here in 1892, one of the university's 4 original faculty members, and served 31 years in the chemistry department. He died in 1950. Legend has it that Dr. Williams was once an acrobat, and his chemistry classes never knew whether he was going to come in through the door or the transom. The University of Oklahoma Press has established a solid literary reputation with its books. Savoy Lottenville, the director, is a former Rhodes Scholar who made the Oxford boxing team. Here he's inspecting the new press building. Van Endicott is plant superintendent for the press. Professor Roy T. House is an old-time OU figure and founder of the international magazine Books Abroad. He's been named to the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. Newspapermen all over the state will remember these members of the journalism staff: H.H. Herbert, Fayette Copeland, John H. Casey, and Cecil Bright. Herbert came here when the school was founded in 1913, later serving for many years as director. Dr. Copeland is present director. Mary Warren and Helen Burton view new home ec plans. Four popular history professors, E.E. Dale, A.K. Christian, M.L. Wardell, and Carl Koch Reister. Wardell and Dale are both authorities on the development of Oklahoma. Dr. Jerome Dowd's favorite spot on warm spring days is in his orchard. Now Professor Emeritus of Sociology, he joined the university staff in 1907. He's written 12 books and helped set up the departments of Sociology, Economics, and Anthropology, the College of Business Administration, and the schools of Journalism and Social Work. Hold tight on those curves, Doctor. Louis Salter has served more than 36 years with the university, 12 years as Dean of the College of Fine Arts. He was named Professor Emeritus in 1948. Paul S. Carpenter succeeded Salter as Fine Arts Dean. A teacher here since 1914, music was Carpenter's hobby as well as his work. As conductor of the university's symphony orchestra, he also helped develop Oklahoma's appreciation of good music. He died in 1949. Harrison Kerr became Dean of Fine Arts in 1949. With him is Wilda Griffin, a favorite OU teacher and well-known soprano. Dean Kerr is a widely known composer. Joe Benton, native Oklahoman and former Metropolitan Opera star, is another outstanding OU voice professor. John Dunn is director of university radio station WNAD, oldest educational station west of the Mississippi River. Joseph W. Scroggs and Herbert H. Scott both served as directors of the Extension Division. Dr. Ellsworth Collings, long Dean of Education, now divides his time between ranching and teaching. Here are Dean John Rackley and Dr. Frank Balliette of the College of Education. Dr. E.J. Ortman, Professor Emeritus of Education, served the university 23 years. Dr. Alan Ruggles earned a reputation as a top educational psychologist during his 28 years here. He retired in 1951. Every Oklahoma lawyer knows the splendid record of Dean Emeritus Julian C. Monette, founder of OU's law school. More familiar faces from the law barn: John Cheadle, Page Keaton, Victor Culp. Professor Cheadle was a teacher on the school's original staff. He served for many years as legal advisor to the president of the university. Dr. Culp is internationally known for his distinguished work in the field of oil and gas law. Earl Sneed, Jr. is the youngest law dean in the university's history. He was named to the post in 1949. OU is now giving added attention to research, and Lawrence Snyder and Lloyd Swearingen are playing a big part. Dr. Swearingen formerly was Research Institute Director. Now he's Research Professor of Chemistry. Dr. Snyder, the world's foremost authority on human genetics, is Dean of the Graduate College and Director of Organized Research. Two leading scientists, Dr. William Schriever, Dr. J. Rudd Nielsen. These three all joined the geology school staff back in 1916. They've seen it grow, watched its graduates scatter to the four corners of the earth. Vic Monette has headed the school for many years. The professors with him are Charles Decker and A.J. Williams. Students from all over the world come to the College of Engineering, but the Irish must lead the field because St. Pat's Day rates as the engineer's favorite tradition. The election of the Queen, the coronation, the dinner dance, they bring back many a memory. The familiar green shirts. Each engineering school wears a different emblem. James Falgar and W.H. Carson, shown here walking down the steps of the engineering building, are two of the college's best known and most respected professors. Falgar had been 40 years in the university's service at the time of his death in 1946. Dean since 1909, he was named Dean Emeritus in 1937. Dean Carson, who succeeded Falgar, received wide recognition for his work as director of the Petroleum Engineering School's academic program. Three business administration personalities: James Powell, Arthur B. Adams, W.K. Newton. Adams is Dean Emeritus. Horace Brown is the present dean. Here is Jesse L. Rader and his former assistant, James J. Hill, standing in front of the library. Rader is a recognized authority on rare and ancient books. He has been director of the School of Library Science since it was organized in 1929, when the new library building was built. Here, Joe Taylor, professor of art, puts the finishing touches on the Bizzell Memorial Statue. No OU personality film would be complete without the athletes. Benny Owen, for whom Owen Field was named, one of OU's all-time coaching greats. Track coach John Jacobs and his salty quips have long been part of OU sports tradition. Paul V. Keene coached the strong wrestling teams of the 30s. He now directs intramural sports. The late 40s saw Marcus Freeberger playing the role of Texas gift to OU basketball. Here he's welcomed by coaches McDermott, Drake, and Needy, basketball greats who have returned to coach at their alma mater. McDermott, long head cage mentor, made a reputation with his famous fast-breaking teams. Both Drake and Needy played under Mac. 1947 saw Bruce Drake coach OU's quintet to the National Collegiate Finals. Paul Reed, Walter Kraft, and Neil Johnson are longtime members of the Athletic Council. 3 All-American ends, Frank Pop Ivy, Pete Smith, Waddy Young. The Bud Wilkinson era in Sooner football history began in 1947. Shown here with line coach Gomer Jones, Bud flashes the personality that guided OU teams to Sugar Bowl championships in 1949 and 50, and won Bud the Coach of the Year title. His staff included Bill Jennings and Port Robertson. Port also coaches wrestling. These 2 All-Americans helped build the Oklahoma machine, with Pop Ivy as George Lynn, former Ohio State quarterback. Wilkinson's teams established records galore, including the longest winning streak in modern football history with 31 consecutive victories. 2 top performers were Leon Heath and Ed Lysak. Mule Train Heath, All-American fullback, ranks as one of OU's all-time stars. In 1950, the Sooner team was voted national champions. Claude Arnold quarterbacked the nation's #1 team. Guard Norman McNabb and center Harry Moore served as co-captains. Big Jim Weatherall, All-American tackle, anchored the great Sooner line. The championship Oklahoma squad included men like N. Jack Lockett, halfback Frank Silva, All-American end Frankie Anderson, tackle Art James, and Bert Clark, Demon linebacker. Here's Emil Crately watching them tear down the old gymnasium, later known as Crately Hall, to make way for the Memorial Union addition. There's a new look to OU's campus today, and one of the biggest changes lies in the expansion of the Oklahoma Memorial Union building. Work on the project got underway in 1949, guided by 3 of OU's top administrators, George Cross, Ted Baird, and Ed Meacham. But before the job was finished, Oklahoma and OU lost one of their most beloved leaders, Ted Baird, Alumni Association Secretary. We all know the story of Ted's achievements, the way he built and strengthened the association in the 14 years he served it. Now, in this new and greater Memorial Union, he finds a fitting tribute, a monument to his restless drive, his love for OU and its students. Another step forward in the building of an ever greater University of Oklahoma.